Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are going to start with grade 5 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter add and subtract fractions. And the lesson we're going to cover from the chapter is inequalities with addition and subtraction of fractions. Then we'll start the new chapter, that is multiply fractions. And the lessons are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using models, multiply two fractions using model, fill in the missing factor. So let's just start with the first lesson. That would be from the chapter add and subtract fractions. Here I'm on grade 5 maths. The chapter is add and subtract fractions, and here is the lesson I'm going to start with inequalities with addition and subtraction of fractions. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, which sign makes the statement true? You need to see which sign makes the statement true. So first we are going to add the right hand side of the question, and then you can see, you can compare them. So here you have 14 divided by 19 and 9 over 19 plus 9 over 19. So on the right hand side, they have the same denominator. You just need to add their numerator. 9 plus 9 is 18. So it would be 18 over 19. You need to compare two fractions, 14 by 19 and 18 by 19. So obviously 18 by 19 is greater. Got it? That means 14 by 19 is less than 18 by 19. So it would be less. Let's just start with the practice questions. You can have a look on the tutorial one by yourself. They are already solved. So let's just start with the practice questions. The first one is, which sign makes the statement true? 13 over 17, you have to compare it with 3 by 17 plus 9 by 17. So let's just start with the left hand side, 3 by 17 and 9 by 17. So they have same denominators. Got it? When you have same denominators, you simply need to add their numerators. So it would be 9 plus 3. It would be 12 over 17. So you have to compare it to the 13 over 17. You need to compare 13 by 17 and 12 by 17. They both of the fractions have same denominator. You simply need to compare their numerator. So obviously 13 is greater than 12. Got it? That means 13 over 17 is greater than 12 over 17. Got it? So the correct option is greater. 13 over 17 is greater than 12 over 17. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 3 over 18 plus 8 over 18, and you have to compare it to 11 over 18. 3 over 18 plus, and you have to compare it to, okay, that would be 18. Okay, so they have same denominators. You simply have to add them. Add the numerators. 8 plus 3 equals 8 plus 3 equals 11. So it would be 11 over 18 equals 11 over 18. Got it? Both the fractions are exactly equal. Got it? So it would be equal. So the correct option is equal. Okay, the next one is 12 over 19. You have to compare it to 14 by 19 minus 3 by 19. Okay, just solve the right hand side. They have the same denominator. Simply subtract their numerator. So 14 minus 3 is 11 over 19. So here you have to compare. They have the same denominators. You simply need to compare their numerators. So 12 is greater than 11. So it would be 12 over 19 is greater than 11 over 19. Got it? So the correct option is 12 over 19 is greater than 11 over 19. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 5 over 10 and 8 over 10 minus 4 over 10. So 8 minus 4 is, it would be 5 over 10, 8 over 10 minus 4 over 10. So you have to subtract the numerators. 8 minus 4 is 4. It would be 4 over 10. You have to compare now 5 by 10 and 4 over 10. So 5 over 5, they have the same denominators. Just compare their numerators. So 5 by 10 is greater than 4 over 10. So 5 over 10 is greater than 4 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, let's just move on to the next one. The next one is 4 over 7 and you have to compare it to 5 by 7 minus 1 by 7. So on the left hand side, they have the same denominator. You simply have to subtract their numerator. So 5 minus 1 is, so 5 minus 1 is 4 over 7. 5 minus 1 is 4. So it would be 4 over 7. So 4 over 7 is equal to 4 over 7. So the correct option is equal. Nine plus 9 equals 18 over 19. Got it? So 14 by 19 is very good. Less than 18 over 19. Option number 1 is the correct option. It would be less than. Very good, Evangeline. Okay, the next one is 15 over 17 and 12 plus 4 over 17. So 12 plus 4 is, twelve plus 4 is 16. So 15 over 17 is less than 16 over 17. So the correct option is less. Very good. Okay, the next one is 9 over 11 and 6 plus 1 over 11 plus 6 over 11. So 6 plus 1 is 7. That would be 7 over 11. So 9 over 11 is greater than 7 over 11. The correct option is greater. Okay, 4 over 6, you have to compare it to 4 by 6 plus 1 by 6. 4 plus 1 is 5 over 6. So 4 by 6 is less than 5 over 6. So the correct option is less than 5 over 6. Okay, 2 over 10, you have to compare it to 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. They have the same denominator, simply add their numerators. Add their numerators. 1 plus 1 is, they are equal. Got it? Okay, we are done with the test. Also, that was the last lesson from the chapter add and subtract fractions. We are done with the chapter. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lesson we just did. If you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Got it? We're done with this chapter. Let's just move on to the next chapter. The next chapter we're going to start with is the very next chapter, that would be multiply fractions. So let's start with the first lesson. Let's start with the first lesson, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines. Let's just with the lesson. Okay, the model shows the product of 9 and 1 by 5. Complete the multiplication sentence that matches the model. So here is the model, and the model shows the product of 9 and 1 over 5. Got it? You have to complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. Got it? So how do you can see to multiply? You can see here to multiply, count forward by 1 by 5. Count forward 9 times. So the result is 9 over 5. So 9 times 1 by 5 equals 9 over 5. So it would be 9 times 1 by 5 is 9 over 5. Let's just do the practice questions, then that would be. But here you don't have the practice questions, just a tutorial. So here you can see the model shows the product of 4 and 1 over 2. So complete the multiplication sentence that matches the model. So how do we multiply? So to multiply, we count forward by 1 by 2 and count how many times? 4 times. Count forward 4 times. So the result is 4 over 2. 4 times 1 by 2 equals 4 over 2. The next example is the model shows the product of 9 and 1 by 4. To multiply, count forward by 1 by 4 and count forward 9 times. The result is 9 over 4. So 9 times 1 by 4 equals 9 over 4. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Let's see if we have a practice question. Okay, the model shows the product of 1 by 2 and 3. Complete the multiplication sentence that matches the model. Basically, you have to see each, like 3, you count forward by 1 by 2. How many times you count forward by 3 times? 1, 2 and 3. So that would be 3 over 2. The correct option is 3 over. You have to count forward by 1 over 2 And how many times? You have to count by 4 times. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. You just have to count these arrows. So it would be 4 over 2. So the correct option is 4 over 2. Okay, the model shows the product of 1 by 4 and to complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So which is the correct option? You have to multiply forward by 1 by 4. And how many times? You have to multiply forward by. So it would be 2 over 4. The correct option is 2 over 4. The next one is the model shows the product of 1 by 2 and 5. So you have to multiply forward by 1 by 2 and you have to count 5 times. Got it? So it would be, you can see, you can count these arrows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it makes 5 over 2. Got it? So if according to the model, it would be 5 over 2. The correct option is 5 over 2. Okay, the model shows the product of 9 and 1 by 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So which is the correct option? 9 over 4 or 3 over 5? Which is the correct option? So it would be 9 over 4. The correct option is 9 over 4. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the next one is the model shows the product of 7 and 1 over 2. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So 7 times 1 by 2 equals, which is the correct option? That would be 7 over 2. Okay, the model shows a product of 8 and 1 over 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that match the model. So which is the correct option? 8 and 1 by 4. 8 times 1 by 4 equals, it would be 8 over 4. The correct option is 8 over 4. Okay, the model shows the product of 1 by 5 and 4. Complete the multiplication sentence that matches the model. So you have to do 1 by 5 times 4. So which is the correct option? It would be 4 over 5. Got it? 4 times 1 by 5 is 4 over 5. You can see from the model it would be 4 over 5. Okay, the model shows the product of 9 and 1 over 5. Complete the multiplication sentence that matches the model. So it would be 9 over 5. The correct option is 9 over 5. Yes, the correct option is 4 over 4. Okay, we are done with the test. Let's just move on to the next lesson. Okay, the next one is multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using models. Now we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to use the models. Got it? So which model represents the product of 3 times 1 over 5? It would be 3 times 1 over 5 is 3 over 5. Got it? You can see you're given two of the models. You need to see which model is the correct one. Got it? Let's just check the first model. In the first model, you have just one portion is green out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have four shapes, and all the four you have just one is colored 1 out of 5. That means it represents 4 times 1 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it represents 4 times 1 over 5. Now just look at the second one. In the second one, you have just one portion is colored out of 5, and you have total 3 shapes. So it represents 3 times 1 over 5. So that means the second option is the correct one. Got it? This one, that means the second one represents 3. 3 times 1 over 5. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay. Which model represents 2 times 1 over 3? Which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 2? Let's just look at the first one. You have just one portion is colored out of 3, and you have only one circle, so it just represents 1 out of 3. Got it? So the second one is you have two of the circles, and each circle represents 1 out of 3. Got it? That means the second option represents 2 times 1 over 3. Got it? Which model represents the product of 3 and 1 over 5? So which is the correct option? Just look at the first one. Here you have one of the portion is colored out of 5, so it would be 1 over 5. But how many shapes you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it represents 4 times 1 over 5. Got it? The second option is the correct one. Here you have three shapes, and each represents 1 over 5. So it would be 3 times 1 over 5. So option number 1 is the correct option. Which model represents the product? Which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 7? That would be option number 1, 2 times 1 over 7. Here you have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The total she has 7 portions, and out of the 2 are colored. So it represents 2 out of 7. Got it? Because 2 times 1 by 7 is 2 by 7. So it represents 2 over 7. Got it? Okay, which model represents the product 4 times 1 over 3? Which is the correct option? So which is the correct option? The first one is the correct option. How? 4 times 1 by 3 means 4 over 3. Got it? That means 4 portions are colored out of 3. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 of them are colored. So the second option is the correct one. In this one, you can see 5 of them are colored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So option number 1 is the correct one because it shows 4 out of 3. That would be the blue one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 portions colored. It would be 4 out of 3. Okay, which model represents the product 4 times 1 over 7? So which is the correct option? 4 times 1 over 7 means 4 out of 7. Got it? So the second option is the correct one. Here you have just 4 of the lines are covered out of the 7. So it would be 4 over 7. Got it? Okay, the next one is which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 4? 2 times 1 over 4 means 2 out of 4. Got it? So the green option is the correct one. You can see 2 of them are colored out of 4. So it would be 2 out of 4. B option number 2 is the correct option. It would be 2 out of 9. That means just 2 of them are colored out of the 9. So which is the correct option? The second one. You can see just 2 of them are yellow colored and it will add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So it would be the second option. Got it? Which model represents 2 times 1 over 3? So which is the correct option? It would be 2 times 1 over 3. So it is 2 times 1 over 3. You can see here you get 1 over 3, 1 out of 3 and 1 out of 3. And here you have 2 of the shapes. So it represents 2 times 1 over 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 6? 2 times 1 over 6. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be the second one with the green color. That is the correct option. Here you can see 2 over 6. Got it? 2 over 6 means just 2 of the portions are colored out of the 6. So the second option is the correct option. Okay, the next one is which model represents 3 times 1 over 7? So which is the correct option? It would be 3 times 1 over 7 means 3 out of 7. Got it? So the green one is the correct option. You can see 3 of them are colored out of the second one. So option number 1 is the correct option. It will be 3 times 1 over 4. So which is the correct option? 1 out of 4. You can see one ocean is colored out of the 4, so and it is 3 times, so 1 2 3. So option number 1 is the correct option. It represents 3 times 1 over 4. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is multiply two fractions using model. Fill in the missing factor. Let's see which factor is missing now. Okay, on Friday, Matt sold 4 pitchers of lemonade from his lemonade stand. On Sunday, he sold half as much lemonade as on Friday. So, how many pitchers of lemonade did Matt sell on Saturday? Got it? So, you have to do 4 times 1 over 2. Got it? So 4 times 1 over 2 means you need to do numerator and denominator time denominator. So it would be 4 times 1 divided by 2 times 1. That would be 4 over 2. And when you divide them by a common factor, it would be just 2. Let's just start with the practice question and let's do them on board. You can have a look on the tutorial one by yourself. They are already solved. Got it? Okay. Mike's lemon cookie recipe calls for 4/5 of a cup of sugar. How much sugar would Mike use to make 5 batches of cookies? So, in one batch, the sugar used is 4 by 5. So, he have to use in the 5 batch. So, it would be 4 over 5 times 5. It would be, you have to do numerator time numerator. When multiplying fractions, you need to do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator. Here 5 is common, so 5 can cancel out each other. You're left with 4 over 1 equals 4. So the correct option is 4. The correct option is 4. Okay, the next one is a cookie factory puts 2 by 4 of a barrel of flour into each batch of cookies. How many flour will the factory uses for 8 batches? So basically you need to do 8 times 2 over 5. Got it? You have to do 8 times 2 over 5. You just have to do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator. So it would be 8 times 2 is 16. It is 16 over 5. So we can just divide them. Just divide 16 over 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 minus 15 is 1. So it would be 3 whole 1 over 5. The correct option is 3 whole 1 over 5. Got it? You can write the answer in the mixed fraction form by dividing 16 by 5 as 16 is greater than the denominator. Got it? Okay, Jackie made strawberry jam and raspberry jam. She made enough strawberry jam to fill 10 jars. If she made half as much raspberry jam as strawberry, how many raspberry jam fill? You have to do 1 by 2 times 10. You have to do 1 over 2 times 10. So just do numerator time numerator. 10 times 1 is 10 and 2 times 1 is 10. So it would be 10 divided by 2. Got it? You can divide them by a common factor 2. So it would be 2 times 5 is 10. So the correct option is 5. So the correct option is 5. Okay, Colton uses half of a cup of vinegar in his salad recipe dressing. How much vinegar would Colton use to make two recipes? So you need to do 1 by 2 times 2. Got it? So just do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator. It would be 2 over 2 or either 1. Got it? So the correct option is 1. The correct option is 1. Okay, the next one is Leslie is making calzones to sell at her restaurant. She starts with 8 cans of tomato sauce and then uses half of the can for the first batch of calzones. How many cans of tomato sauce does Leslie use to find the first to Leslie use for the first batch of calzones? So you need to do 1 by 2 times 8. So it would be 8 times 1 is 8 and 2 times 1 is 2. Just divide them by the common number. You can divide them by 2. So it would be 2 times 4 is 8 and 2 times 1 is 10. So the correct option is 4. It would be 4. The correct option is 4. Okay, the next one is Mario went to the candy store and bought 4 pounds of candy. If half of the Mario's candy was chocolate, how many pounds of the chocolate candy did Mario buy? So you have to do 4 times 1 over 2. 4 times 1 over 2. So just do numerator and denominator time denominator. So 4 times 1 is 4 and 2 times 1 is 2. You can divide them by the common factor 2. So the correct option is 2. It would be 2. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we're working on grade 5 maths. We have started with the chapter add and subtract fraction, and the lesson we did is inequalities with addition and subtraction of fractions. Then we have started a new chapter that is multiply fraction. The lessons we have covered are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, multiply unit fractions by whole number using model, multiply two fractions using model, fill in the missing factor. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.